in a real-life self-defense situation, you're going to be 50% of that. And you're probably wondering, why do we want to miss? Because that means you're going fast. You're pushing yourself.
Go fire one shot. Do not do this. Second shot, when you hear a click, I'm going to clear.
So I'm gripping the slide with my palm, I'm gripping it with my fingers, and then operating it. Finger off the trigger. One man builds his house on the sand, the other man builds his house on the rocks. So when the storm comes, what happens to the guy who built his house on a crappy foundation? It all just falls apart. And when you guys hear the sound of the beat, you're going to extend the firearm towards the target. You're going to very slowly remove your concealment garment. You're going to grip the firearm. We're looking at a threat, you're going to be pointing the gun like the threat is. What's up, guys? Ryan here with...
I was going to do this.
Oh, it's like
and
this.
I was going to do this, and then I totally messed up, and it's like...
Yeah, this is our Valrico gang sign right there.
Hello!
What's up, guys?
Happy Monday!
Yeah, Shane knows how to do it.
What?
Shane's got the fingers down and his little emojis there. What's up, Sam? What's up,
Got
Joe?
the fingers down.
Lisa's husband, Paul. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Paul.
Happy birthday, Paul. We had
Yeah.
a birthday last week, too, so... We
Whose
should
birthday?
charge for this, like a birthday shout-out.
Oh, yeah. $50,000, Paul. I will accept Bitcoin.
I'll take Bitcoin, exactly.
Okay,
Please.
Canic Bill, what's up? Stephen Homer, what's up from North Kakalaka?
Is that for real, or are you just making fun?
I'm just making fun of him.
Oh, okay,
From
got
North
you.
Carolina.
Ryan shaved his goatee down too much, and he looks like a...
Because I was in a rush. I was going to the range today, and I was like,
Little
man, I
man-child.
got stuff all up in my face and stuff. Like, yeah, I was just in a rush. So, anyway.
Yeah. I like it a little longer, babe. A little scruffier. I like...
A little scruffier?
Yeah, I like, the whole scruffy woodsman look.
Am I pulling that off? I did chop down 3 trees yesterday.
This is true.
Yeah, so...
3 palm trees.
If you guys remember, we planted these, like, beautiful palm trees in our backyard. Well, when that freeze happened in, like, February, January...
I think it was February.
Epically killed 3 of my palm trees.
Technically, it's our fault. I knew that this was, like, a potential. They drive these trees up from Miami because they don't naturally grow here because it's too cold. So it's our own damn fault for putting them in. Like, I don't think that we'll do that again. So kind of stupid move on our part, but what a waste. What a waste. What a waste of money.
I could have bought a scar. I could have bought, there's so many guns I could have bought.
But we were like, this is our, forever home. We're going to put these beautiful palms there. It's going to, have a beautiful view in the backyard. So it made sense to buy them. And then 3 out of 4 died.
3 out of 6 died.
Well, I guess the 2 big ones, those were different palms. But anyway, totally sucks. So I
Yeah,
think
totally
if there's
sucks.
any landscapers on here.
Yeah, Shane says he lost his too. Oh, his was
Oh.
lightning, which is probably a little cooler than mine.
Yeah, at least the lightning is a little cooler.
Yeah.
So, hi, Greg.
Michael
Hart
Marks,
from
what's
South
up?
Florida. So happy to see everybody on tonight. We got good stuff, right?
Yeah, we got
well,
good stuff.
Let's be honest. It's always good stuff.
Always good stuff. You ready to jump into the first one?
Yeah, go.
Okay,
Go
so
for it.
this is pretty interesting. I guess let me find this video real quick.
Oh,
So-
Ryan's not prepared.
This scumbag right here, this is a very important lesson for all concealed carry permit holders. This is something that I get into an argument with people quite a bit. I try not to argue with students, but
Right.
there are some times that like their mindset and what they believe is so flawed, it's
So
so
skewed.
dangerous that I really have to put my foot down and say, like, listen, just because you're a good guy and you have a gun
Right.
does not mean you're going to survive.
Right.
So this guy goes into a bar in Polk County somewhere.
Okay.
And while he's there, he's drinking a lot. He gets pretty intoxicated. This guy decides to pick a fight with a motorcycle gang. Is that
Are
generally a good idea?
motorcycle gangs a thing?
And now listen, I highly doubt these are, I can tell you for sure, these are not 1%er. Do you know the difference between 1%er and the 99?
No.
Okay, so like the 99%, those are the people who are motorcycle gang dudes, but they're not committing crimes. Those are like the I love Jesus motorcycle gang. Okay, right?
Okay, but they're just like our little
It's just-
family gang. It's
Yeah,
like
it's
some people that drive around in their motorcycles. Maybe they have like a matching badge.
They've got their patch
but
and
they're
all that
not
stuff.
they're not like legit.
They're not outlaws.
Gangs. Yeah.
Okay, so the
outlaws.
1%, those are the sons of anarchy. Those are the guys.
Those
you
are
mess
the
with them.
guys you don't want to mess with.
Okay. So this guy picks a fight with the 99%ers, right?
Okay, so
gets into a little argument, and then the aggressor here decides, hey, I want to smooth things over, so I'm going to buy everybody a round of beers.
okay.
So
Well, that
nice
sounds good.
thing to do, buys him a beer, but then he goes up where these bikers are sitting in their like table talking, and he sits down. Have you ever shaken somebody's hand, but they're like shaking your hand just to be a jerk? So the guy like goes like
Ow!
this,
We get the point.
but then he purposely won't let go. So the other guy's like, what the hell? Have you guys ever had somebody like that won't let go of your hand?
No, but sounds like a total D-bag.
Sounds like a douche, right? So then like the bikers get one of the employees and they're like, hey, can you get this guy out
Right,
of
he's
here?
just being obnoxious.
He's
yeah.
drunk. He's acting like an idiot. He's like
Yeah.
trying to cause a problem, whatever. So the bar owner decides, hey, we're going to kick this guy out. So this guy and his friends are like pushing him to the car saying, let's go. It's over, whatever.
Yeah.
This guy like jukes him real quick. He does like this move, gets around his buddy, charges back to the bikers and pulls out a gun and starts shooting.
Oh, wow.
Shoots one of the bikers. Now, this is when things escalate. Another person, we don't know if he was a biker or whatever, 54 years old, comes charging out of the bar with his concealed carry gun and opens fire on this scumbag.
You're not even supposed to have a firearm.
Actually, you know what?
Inside
that totally
the bar.
totally slipped my mind. But both
Yeah.
these guys did have a gun inside of a bar, which is illegal. But this victim, the concealed carry permit holder, opens fire on this guy, and an epic gunfight ensues right in the middle of the parking lot. Now, the concealed carry permit holder gets shot, killed. This guy, the bad guy, gets shot and is able to get into his vehicle and flee the area.
Okay.
What's interesting is the police already knew who this person was. I guess people at the bar knew who he was.
Okay, so he's like kind of a regular
Bro, you're not
regular
hiding.
D-bag.
They drive to his house. They said this
the
guy...
motorcycle gang?
No, the police.
Oh, the police, okay.
This guy, according to Grady Judd, lives in a $1 to $2 million home.
You're kidding me.
That's what he said. He said we went to is a very wealthy neighborhood. And I'm thinking, okay, this guy doesn't look like super wealthy, so what kind of neighborhood does he live in? And Grady Judd said this is easily a $1 to $2 million
Maybe he
home.
lives with his mommy and daddy.
He might. That's what I was thinking too. So anyway, they walk up to the
Because
door.
somebody who's out, like, somebody's out
Doing dumb stuff
doing
like
dumb
that is
stuff like
probably
and
doesn't
out
have a
at
lot of
the-
money.
Yeah, not in a very, very wealthy area. Yeah, mom's house. Exactly. That's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking too.
Yeah, gotten it. Florida Sheepdog. You're right. As he was on his way to his home, he got into a hit and run.
What?
And then when
because
the-
he's drunk. He's
because
driving
he's drunk.
drunk. Oh my God, this guy. Okay.
Yeah. So the police get there. They see blood like right at the entrance, and that's when they realize he's been shot too. So they go in there and arrest him.
Wow.
So the big takeaway that I had, unfortunately, this concealed carry permit holder was killed. We have to understand as gun owners, as sheepdogs, that just because you have a gun doesn't mean you guys are going to survive the incident.
Right.
And you got to be okay with that, right? I think that, obviously if there's an active shooter and he's gunning somebody down in the parking lot, I'm going to get involved. But you also got to know that you might not be going home to your family after that incident, right? Which is why, I forget, we had a question not too long ago. Somebody said, like, if somebody's getting attacked, when do I know whether I should get involved or not?
Right. I think, too, something to keep into consideration before you keep going is, like, what is your level of training?
Yeah.
Right? Because for you to get involved into something like this is going to be more likely than for me to get involved.
I would not want you involved at all.
For me to get involved in something, it has to be, like, against my children or against you. Like, it has to be directly. Otherwise, I'm just going to be a good witness.
Yeah.
Because I'm not extreme. I know a lot of you think, but I'm not extreme marksmanship, but you, on the other hand, I mean, you're highly trained. So, I mean, you're not John Wick, but you're close. You're like his half brother.
I'm 50 Cent's half brother, 25 Cent.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
So
if constitutional carry passes, I'm going to have to try out my rapping skills.
Oh, great. Tube socks.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy's a real piece of work, though, for one. I mean, total menace to society. And so the guy died. Nobody else got injured.
Yeah, nobody else injured. It's also scary to think, like, they didn't really say how many rounds were shot.
Right.
But, you're in this bar, which I assume is pretty crowded.
Yeah, just imagine, though, you're chilling and then this breaks out. Like, wow, what do you do,
Which is also why it's important to kind of read the mood. And when you start to notice people that have had too much to drink, maybe they're a little bit upset
Being
and they're
aggressive.
not having fun anymore. Now it's like you're getting emotional, bro. Like, I don't need to be around an emotional dude who's drunk.
Right.
That's when you call an Uber and just get the hell out of there.
And get out of there, yeah. Wow, craziness.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if there's any questions about that before we move on to the next one. Oh, wait. We'll work something out. Palm specialist here. Okay, good. But aren't you in Texas, Shane? No, that's a different Shane I'm thinking about.
Shane's a palm specialist? Let's talk, Shane.
Because
I got to tell you. Shane, I got to tell you, man. I am so flipping upset about my palm trees. So upset, man.
I know, because the backyard looks so...
It was so beautiful.
Now it doesn't look so good. Like, there's just one palm tree that we're not even sure is going to make it, a foxtail.
And I purposely planted all these palm trees just to establish dominance in the neighborhood. And I kind of feel like that dominance has been weakened now.
You've shriveled up.
I have. I feel like I'm demasculated, a castrated man in this neighborhood. I'm going to have to buy a Corvette just to prove myself to everybody.
Oh my gosh. Sorry to anybody who owns Corvettes, but every time I see a Corvette, I just think it's a pedophile. I'm sorry. I don't know why.
Guy with the
All I
big
picture
mustache.
is a mullet, a mustache, and a pedophile.
Yeah.
That's seriously what I picture. I don't know why. I don't know where that came from. It's just in my head every time. Even the beautiful Corvettes that I see, I'm like, whoa, that's a nice car. And then it's like, oh, that's a Corvette. I'm like,
do you guys ever see, tell me what you guys think about the new Corvettes, the ones that are like fake Lamborghinis. That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
When I see them driving, I'm like, oh, what kind of car is that? And I'm like, oh, just a Corvette. Nobody cares, right? Tell me if you guys like them or not.
That's Polk County. Well, like 90% of our stories, if you notice, you go through all of our lives, it's either Broward in Miami or Polk.
Yeah. I actually had a sheriff's deputy and the police officer, from the Arbondale Police Department in the class the other day. And I asked him, like, what are some crazy stories you can tell me, whatever. And he was like, very boring. He's like, oh, I can't think of any. And I'm like, well, okay, then. Whatever. You're a sheriff. You're an officer in. I don't know. Maybe he just didn't want to tell me or something. Okay. But I said, like, tell me about a shooting or something. Is there a shooting that happened? And he said, well, what I can tell you is that he said I would guess that 75% of the shootings that happen in Arbondale are accidental, self-inflicted while people are cleaning guns. What? He said 75%. Which is a very big number, but I really believe it. No, but you know what? I believe it too, because we personally know how many people that have, like, Tons of students. I had a student a couple years ago that his dad killed himself while he was cleaning a gun when he was like 10 years old.
Yeah, and Mike that shot himself in the leg.
Yeah.
And another one that shot the mirror. So this is the thing though, you don't see those typically in the news if nothing happens. If nobody was hurt or the injury was, you got shot in the leg but you lived, you typically don't see those stories in the news.
I didn't tell you about this today, but I stopped a shooting at the gun store today. A guy from blowing his freaking thumb off.
Wait a minute. So this happened and you didn't think to tell me?
I was waiting for the live.
Are you kidding me? I'm your wife. I should know before the viewers.
Yeah.
I should have that special privilege.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
You ready? So let's see if you guys can tell what is wrong with this picture here. Look at this. Look at this guy's hands.
You took a picture before you helped him?
Oh, yeah.
This isn't your
Of
student.
these people. This is not my student.
Okay, this is just somebody there.
I'm shooting with my student, Jim, who's to the left of this guy.
Oh, private range, yeah.
And I looked over and I'm like, look at this guy.
I can't see, Ryan. It's too small.
It's hard to see.
Can you make it a little bigger, the picture?
Yeah, I can actually.
Cover us just for a minute. Nobody needs to see your man-child face. Oh.
Okay. So this guy was basically shooting where he had the gun like this right in front of his face, right? Mm-hmm. But he had his thumb like right at the end of the slide. So I stopped him probably 3 times and I was like, hey man, you got to move your hand back. I said, your hand is too close to the barrel. I said, like, you're going to slip something. You're going to crank yourself in the hand. And the guy's like, yeah. And then just totally blew me off.
So he's blowing you off. He can see that you're a trained instructor there.
They're not, they don't understand that. They're not smart enough to understand this. Again, this is a major issue that I have with the gun community is that this is like the only object, the guns, that people think they can just buy and they're going to go figure it out on their own. And I think it's because people have been watching movies and TV for so long, they just think this is super easy and they're just going to pick it up.
So I see it in the group all the time. What kind of gun should I buy? Right? This is what the person says. And then the answer, 9 times out of 10, is go to your local range, rent as many guns as you can, and shoot them. Nobody asked, have you ever shot a firearm? Do you know firearm safety rules? Do you understand how to safety check a firearm? Do you understand how to load and unload a firearm? Nobody asked any of these questions. They just said, go to the range. And if you've ever been to the range to rent, they literally just, you give them your ID, they give you the gun, they give you the box, and you go. So how is this person who's never held a gun, never touched, knows nothing?
So I was at...
and then there's going to be someone like me that's going to stand beside them, have no idea that this person has no freaking clue what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they're just going to start shooting. And they have no idea that they don't even know range safety rules.
Yeah.
So they don't know. Just wait. They don't even know that you have to keep the firearm pointed down range.
So this guy.
They know nothing.
As he's cleaning up and getting everything ready, he takes his gun from the firing line, points it right at me and Jim, and walks to the back of the room. And I'm like, oh my God, dude. So I was at Shoot Straight one time, the Shoot Straight in Tampa. And I was talking to somebody in the back of the range while our other buddy was shooting. And all of a sudden, the guy that I was with was like, Ryan, you got a dot on your chest.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
So we looked. This freaking guy who was standing on the firing line has a pistol with the laser on it. And this is when I was like a very beginner, right? And he had the gun pointed right at my chest with the freaking laser dot. And I was like, hey, man. Can you point the gun at the target?
Like, that's where you just want to scream at him, like, you effing idiot!
Like, I want to hit somebody like that with a chair.
Yeah.
So that they have the next week, every time they wake up, they're like, oh, that hurts.
Like, I shouldn't have done that.
I shouldn't have done that. Like, that's the punishment that they deserve.
Yeah. So the equivalent of that, for those of you that think, like, it's not that big of a deal, the equivalent of that is a 15-and-a-half-year-old or a 16-year-old that just got their brand new driver's license, and they're like, I don't know what kind of car to buy. And you're like, sorry, no, 15-and-a-half beginners, doesn't even have, never even did the road test yet, right? Like, they don't know what the signs mean. They don't know what a yield means. They know nothing. And then you put them in a Ferrari, a Corvette, and a Mustang.
So my, when I was in the Air Force, my buddy, whose name was also Ryan, he was from New York and super cool, just flashy, super cool black dude, right?
Flashy, super cool.
No, I'm telling you, because I'm don't know how to dress, right? Like, I need somebody to tell me what to wear. But he was walking off the freaking runway kind of thing, right?
Style, right?
He had a lot of style.
He had always bright white shoes, right?
Yeah, super stylish, black dude, just crazy, right? So he's like, hey man, like I went and he goes to buy a motorcycle because that's what he decides he's gonna buy, right? So he goes into this motorcycle shop and he's gonna buy a Ducati, like 1,000 RPM, 1,000 horsepower or whatever. And he's like, hey, I want to buy this 1,000. And they're like, what's your experience with riding a motorcycle? And he's like, oh, I've never ridden one before. And they were like, yeah, we're not gonna sell you that motorcycle because it's too powerful, right? They're like, we'll sell you a 250. Ride the 250 for a year,
them.
And then you can start moving up. But you don't, as a brand new motorcycle rider, crotch rocket rider, get to go buy 1,000 horsepower Ducati.
Right, but that's a responsible place. Somebody else probably would have just sold it. At least they were like, hey man, like
you're gonna kill yourself, okay? Like this is not a game.
Yeah. So Shane says, Ryan, go buy 2 acres somewhere and do your own range. Yes, we could have our own range.
Yeah, I have property. My buddy Dustin let me build a gun range on his property in Waimama, but I never take students there
because that's a different kind of range. You have to have different size of range, and you have to have different when it's a public range versus just a private range.
Yeah, private range, I'm allowed to just use it for myself. But if I bring students there, the rules are very different. I don't want my buddy Dustin to ever get in trouble because I'm violating like the law or whatever, which is why I'll never bring students there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just do your
my own personal
family
stuff,
or filming. Yeah.
Yeah.
So craziness though, that this is the mentality of people. So go now. What's your next one?
Okay. So next story is a pretty interesting road rage incident with a mother, and you guys will never guess who was in the vehicle with her.
Developments now in a road rage shooting that left a teen hurt. A judge has denied bond for Brittany Griffith.
Yeah.
She faces 4 counts of aggravated assault, a gun charge, as well as 4 counts of child cruelty. Douglasville police say that she shot a woman in the face as they drove on I-20 eastbound near Chapel Hill Sunday afternoon. Officers say Griffith had 4 kids in the car when she opened fire. The victim is at Grady Hospital recovering. Police did not say what started the violence.
Okay, so Tiff's over here like, what happened? Tell me what happened.
Well, no, I was just like, that's crazy. 4 kids in the car. I was like, was she the aggressor or was she defending herself? Because if you're defending
the person
herself,
she shot was a 17-year-old person that she was involved in this road rage incident with. So doesn't say that the 17-year-old had a gun.
Well, then she's the aggressor.
Sounds like this crazy mother was the aggressor and she just went ballistic. So what?
Oh, nothing. Just somebody said that.
Okay, what's crazy out here is that you've got a lady who's got her children in the car. This is what she's representing to her kids that a responsible gun owner is. And she's getting in a gunfight and shooting an innocent child. So she got...
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. We appreciate you, man. So she got arrested. She got charged with battery, assault, aggravated battery, and then like willful endangerment of a child or something like that because she shot somebody who's underage.
Oh, she actually shot the gun too?
She shot a 17-year-old person in the face.
Oh my gosh, Ryan, I didn't see the story. I thought she just pulled her gun out to scare someone.
She pulled her gun out and shot the other driver in the face, a 17-year-old. Do you guys see what I deal with on a daily basis, Mercedes?
Wow. Mercedes is on. Yay. Yes, very cool.
Too many mental issues. I agree, Kathy.
Wow.
It's just absolutely crazy. So again, this goes back to the point that I make very frequently. We don't know who we're dealing with.
Oh my God. Yeah, you see a mom driving with kids, you're like, oh, I can flip her off. Apparently not. You
I had a guy
shot in the face.
Like try to ram me the other day.
What?
Oh my God, Tiffany.
You didn't tell me this.
I don't know why I didn't tell you, but it was a moment where in my mind I was like, I'm gonna destroy your vehicle. I'm gonna ram you so hard.
Yeah, because you just got so freaking pissed off.
Because I was so mad, but then I thankfully was like, Ryan, just slow down and just get away from this guy.
Yeah, if this was you 10 years ago, different story.
I would have rammed him, dude.
Different
so,
story.
you know, like you're driving on the freeway on I-75, they're doing a bunch of construction. So there's all these like concrete things now. So I'm driving and like everybody moved over, but this guy decides to drive on the median and like race ahead
to try and get
to come right in front of me. And I'm like, you're such a jerk, dude, right? But then he goes and we're right beside each other.
And you don't like that, so you sped up.
I didn't speed up. I was just driving my normal speed. I'm just driving and I'm right behind this other car. I'm like literally 4 feet behind this other car. There's nowhere to go, right? And the guy just keeps moving over and I'm like, you're going to wreck your car, bro. You're going to wreck it, right? Like you're moving into me.
Right.
And then finally I was just like, only person that's going to suffer is my car insurance.
Right. Yeah.
So
I would have killed you.
Oh my God, I was so mad.
Because the car insurance is getting a little high because of you. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. They want me to put one of those tracking devices in my vehicle so they can monitor my driving. And I'm like, how stupid do you people think I am?
Yeah. So like our insurance rates have just gone up. So they went up an extra they went up $250 last term. And now I just got the renewal and it went up another $200. So like $850 for 2 vehicles, which is ridiculous. We used to pay like $315. So I was like, I got to shop around. And if it takes doing that, like, you got to track the driver, then I'm doing it because I can't pay. Like, that's a lot of money, $850 a month.
If they track my driving, it'll be a lot more than $850, Tiff.
So when we got the tracker and I was like, so I emailed them. I'm like, can you give me another quote without the tracker, at least in Ryan's car? I'll take the tracker. I'm fine.
Yeah, like I freaking drive over curbs and stuff on a almost daily basis. So, like if it tracks that, we're screwed.
We're not gonna do the tracker. So I Googled it though to see like what it tracks, and apparently it tracks like your speed on the road that you're on. And I'm thinking like you probably speed, and then they evaluate you after 6 months, and I'm thinking like you're gonna fail.
Oh, yeah. No.
And then our rates are going to go super high again.
Yeah.
So we're removing the tracker from Ryan's vehicle.
Because the speed limit is a simple suggestion. That is not a mandate in my mind.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That's something you follow when there's a cop present.
They track how often you go to the range. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, the tracker won't help if you, speed and roll through stop signs. I was wondering about that, the rolling through stop signs.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you can't have it.
I don't stop at stop signs.
Yeah, okay, so we're canceling
Most red lights either.
I'm a rule follower, even though I do speed and stuff like that. If I know that someone's watching me, like I can.
No, see, I could fake it for like 3 days. Yeah. But then as soon as I forget that damn thing is there, it's over.
Yeah. I agree. I don't trust you. It's just going to be worse. Okay. Yeah. It was a hard limit if it would be going 6. Okay. Ryan, what are your personal thoughts on constitutional carry with people shooting 17-year-old kid? Imagine people being able to carry without a class.
Yeah. So I've got two sides of this coin here. So on one side, I believe that we should not have to ask the United States government for permission to exercise a constitutional right. So if you guys remember, the South, when after the Emancipation Proclamation, the South said they didn't want the freed black slaves to be considered citizens because if they were citizens of America, they would have the constitutional right to own guns, to vote, to do all this stuff. And then when they were forced, like these are citizens, then they tried to say, hey, they're actually less than citizens, right? So we're not going to give them the same amount of voting power as a white person. Or we're not going to let them vote because they don't own land. Or they have to prove they own land. They just got freed from slavery. They probably don't own land yet, okay? Like, so that's
but they knew that was a way to try and
to
stop
block
it.
them and just to make things difficult, right? So the government should not be regulating or doing anything that involves our rights. Our right to vote, our right to own guns, our right to freedom of speech, any of those things, right? However, I meet more new gun owners than any of you put together. I guarantee it. And I'm able to see like a very wide spectrum of the type of people coming into the class.
Well, so, to put it in perspective, you've taught over 50,000 students.
Way more, yeah.
So I know it's more than that, but so that gives you a good snapshot.
Yeah.
Of,
the mindsets of people.
The mindset of people coming in to get a permit.
And I see the mindset of people. They say like, somebody's stealing my flip-flops. I'm going to shoot them. Somebody's breaking into my shed and stealing my lawnmower. I'm going to shoot them because it's my property.
Someone's walking towards me on a walking trail.
Yeah.
On the same side of the road. Just walking, nothing else.
Yeah, this lady is like, Ryan, I go for a walk around my neighborhood on our walking path every night. If somebody is running towards me on the walking path, am I allowed to shoot them? And I said, well, what if the person's jogging? And she goes, oh, okay. Well, if they're jogging, am I allowed to shoot near them just to scare them?
Jesus.
And I'm like, What are you talking about?
And this is like a 65 or 70-year-old
No,
woman,
she was like 40-year-old Asian woman.
Oh, okay.
And I just said, ma'am, like, honestly, if you're this scared to
Right.
go for a walk at night,
Don't.
you shouldn't go for a walk at night.
Right.
Okay? Like, you're obviously very scared.
Right.
But you're going to hurt an innocent dude jogging.
Right.
And she goes, what if I just point the gun and I yell, stop? And I'm like, what if the dude has earbuds in, right? And he's just thinking, hey, I'm just jogging.
Wow.
What is this chick
And
doing?
imagine a world where you can't even walk past someone on the sidewalk and they're allowed to pull out a gun to you and yell, stop.
Yeah, but it's just crazy. I had another student that a solicitor came to her door and knocked on the door trying to sell something.
But she had a no soliciting sign.
She looked out the window and said, I'm not interested. If you knock on my door again, I'm going to shoot you. Now, this is where I give props to the door knocker. I was a door knocker, and this guy didn't knock on the door again. He rang the doorbell, which I think is amazing. I think it's amazing.
That's something you would do.
Totally something I would do. So this lady went and got a shotgun, racked the shotgun, and pointed it through the window. So, I see people like this every day, and I really hope that as I break these situations down and I help educate them during the class, I really believe that I've helped prevent people from making a really critical mistake that will put them in prison for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
Just because I was able to tell them, hey, just because some guy at a gun store told you you're allowed to shoot somebody because they hit you.
Which, how many times
That's
do you
not
hear
legal.
that? My neighbor said,
Yeah.
well,
Or-
my buddy who's, a veteran or in the military said they just take whatever.
Or a
anybody-
cop said.
Yeah.
A cop said, if I shoot somebody, drag the body in the house. Okay, if you're that dumb to listen to, if a cop said that, it's the dumbest cop in history.
Yeah.
If you're so dumb
he's-
you would listen to a cop that
And
said
they're
that.
probably joking, like using sarcasm.
Right. So anyway, that's my theory. I think that if you guys saw my interview with Fox News on Friday, I think it was, or something.
So Ryan just did an interview on this. So if you missed it,
it's on the YouTube channel.
It's on the YouTube channel. You can watch it later because he just did an interview on what we thought about constitutional carry.
But I basically explained to the lady, statistically, I don't think crime is going to go up because in all the other states that have passed constitutional carry, there's no significant up or down because constitutional carry passed.
Mm-hmm.
I think both sides are going to pretend that there's a big up and down, but there really isn't.
I wonder, because we don't know the answer to this, I wonder if accidental shootings, since we spoke about that earlier on the show, I wonder if that goes up, but you just never hear about it because, unbeknownst to a lot of people, if you're at your house and you just shoot yourself in the foot cleaning your gun and you're like, oh crap, you call the ambulance and then you go to the hospital or whatever it is, the hospital's required to report a gunshot wound. So they report it, a police officer comes, you say, I was cleaning my gun, I shot myself in the foot, feel like an idiot. They go, okay, they take the report, that's it. It's not on the news, it's not reported. So we don't know how many, gun accidents there are.
Yeah.
Because you got to think, they're taking, no classes or anything. They go, okay, now we can carry a gun. I'm just thinking out of the box here. I'm going to go buy a gun. Are there more people that are just buying a gun and start carrying it, and then they don't know the tricks about removing it with the holster.
Yeah, so David Souza says, why don't these people safety check their guns every time they pick it up? Because, David, I'm going to give you a little secret here.
Because they don't even know that is a thing. They
don't
even know what safety checking means. That's the problem.
I would conservatively say, David, that 95% of people in America that own a firearm do not know what a safety check is.
So you got in trouble the other day because
don't know how to perform one.
You said 99%, and somebody's like, "Oh, that's such bullcrap. You can't say that." That many firearms owners.
Because I'm in this business, and you're probably not. And I see tons of people.
It got hot again. So I would say not necessarily firearms owners, but maybe new
it's gun owners. Yeah, it's all gun owners.
I know personally,
Again,
working in the gun store, how many experienced gun owners?
We had cops, we had federal cops, Homeland Security.
Would come in to buy a holster for their gun, and they would literally pull their loaded gun out of their holster, right? Some of them finger off the trigger, some of them finger on the trigger, and start trying holsters, flagging people in the store, flagging us, flagging other customers, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
You don't get it?
No, I truly stand behind my statement here. So I will bet my reputation on the fact that 95% of people that own a firearm in the United States do not know what a safety checking is, do not know how to perform one properly, and do not know when they are supposed to perform a safety check.
Okay, Dan.
I guarantee it.
Yep. So he said, I did the safety check, but didn't know what it was called. When I was trained, we call it clearing the weapon. Absolutely. Sure. So, and this is the thing. It's such an easy thing. Like, I mean, you can Google it, and there's a million things that'll tell you how to safety check your firearm. The thing is, though, if you're not making people learn that, a lot of people just don't bother. Now, there are some safe and responsible gun owners that will, they'll be like, oh, I want to do this. And those are the people that, like, get their firearm and they read the whole manual, right? Like, front to back. Yeah. They want to know everything, like, about their gun. They go online. They try to figure some things out. Other people hire you. Like, they hire a professional instructor or whatever it is. But then that percentage is actually a small percentage, which yes. I'm so surprised. So the question would be, if you made it where people didn't have to take a driver's license test, how many people do you think would still do the driver's license test and course? And how many people do you think would just start driving?
I think people would just start driving. And they would just wing it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. People wouldn't take the course. People are lazy. You have to understand that just basic human nature, people are very lazy. It's just the basic.
Or they figure, like, I'll just figure it out.
Yeah, they want the easiest path. They just want it to be easy. Like, there's a very small percentage of the population. Again, I'm going to make another big claim. It's about 1% of the population that's actually willing to do the hard work in life.
But that's actually true, though. That 1%, yeah.
Everything I'm saying is true, Tiffany.
Yeah. Okay?
So the 1% are, like, the ambitious people, and those are the ones willing to do hard stuff.
Right.
Because we know that that's what it takes to succeed and to make stuff happen.
Right.
But most people just want the easy path, and if they don't have to do it, they're not going to do it.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, so we have, let me see.
Yeah,
here.
James, I agree. 100% of guns are loaded until you make sure they're not.
100%. Yes.
I remember we were at dinner. This is like when I was very new to guns.
Is this Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were at dinner with Matt, who was like a drummer or a guitar player at our church or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's like, he found out I was a gun person, and he's like, hey, Ryan, come in my bedroom. And he pulls out this revolver from a drawer, and he goes to hand it to me, and he goes, be careful, it's hot. And I was like, what? Mm-hmm. I said, dude, our children are like on the other side of this wall playing. And they were like infants at that time. Mm-hmm. So like we took it, I unloaded it, and gave him the casings, and then I'm looking at an unloaded revolver. I'm just thinking, like, just because I'm a gun person doesn't mean you can hand me a loaded gun, right? Like even Joe Yeager, okay, who I trust 100% with a gun. The only time I would hand Joe a loaded firearm
if there was an active shooter here
is if we're in a shooting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Joe, here. Like,
start shooting.
Shoot somebody.
Yeah. Right.
But besides that, we're just going to unload it, and then I'm going to hand it to him, and then he'll reload it, right? Because it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So, craziness. Anyway.
Yeah, so Young Suck said, do you know when the interview is going to air? It aired Friday night. It's on Fox 13 News. If you just type in, like, constitutional carry, it'll come up.
The way I found it was Fox 13 Tampa, and then I put Tampa carry, and then it pulled up right away, and then you can watch the... Yeah. And if you go on the YouTube channel, you can see the unedited version.
The truth.
Of everything that Ryan said, because of course they only used a little snippet.
Did they? I didn't watch it.
Yeah,
How much did they use?
Like 15 seconds, I think, is what they used. But there's the full interview on our YouTube channel, so you can watch the whole thing.
They copyright claimed it too, which I thought was funny.
Oh, did they?
Fox News did, yeah. My recording of my interview.
Whatever.
They copy claimed.
Who cares?
Whatever.
I don't care.
All right.
We didn't do it for money. We just did it because sometimes they only use a snippet, and sometimes it'll even make it seem like we, said or meant it a different way. So we want to make sure whenever we do an interview now that you see the whole interview.
I've been interviewed a couple times where they never even aired it because they didn't air any portion of the interview because I think they were like, okay, this interview did not go well.
Oh, you put the air on. Thank you.
It
was getting a little toasty.
All right, first question says, Juan, I am planning to carry it while mountain biking. I searched online and I can't find a definite answer. Can I use my weapon to defend myself against a wild animal
All I found online was related to dogs, which I read is a no-no. Always, any advice is greatly appreciated.
Okay, that's a good
Yes,
question.
I have this really amazing resource that you may or may not have heard of. It's called Florida Concealed Carry Law 2022. The greatest book ever sold about gun laws in Florida. So, and I actually talk about this in here.
So, and just shameless plug here. You get the book. If you haven't got it, free plus shipping. You just pay the $9.95 shipping and handling, and that's it. We'll send it to you free. And this is a limited time offer because shipping prices have gone up, but printing prices have gone up tremendously. So, which I forgot to tell you.
Okay. So,
Did you hear me?
I did hear you, yeah.
Okay. So, we won't be offering it free for forever.
You are allowed to use a firearm to defend yourself against an animal. Surprisingly, this is something that President Obama helped push through, which is crazy because he gets a lot of flack for being very anti-gun.
Sure. So he wanted to give a couple wins to the...
Yeah, so he actually pushed through the law that allows you to open carry a firearm while inside of a national park, which is cool.
So good.
Now, the big thing that you have to remember, though, when we're dealing with wildlife is that, number one, your 9mm might not be enough.
It's just going to piss it off.
Yeah. Number two, I literally shot a pig one time right in the head, and the bullet just ricocheted. It was just a thud, and I was like, you deserve to live, man. Like, he waddled away. We chased him.
A lot of bears are the same. And I'll tell you what, there was another bear running in, like a neighborhood like ours, chasing the people to their door.
Yeah, did you see the 2 mountain lions that they found in Polk County last week?
No,
Yeah,
but there's
one of
more
them-
and more animal attacks and animal sightings because we keep on, expanding areas into their land. And unfortunately, they have nowhere to go. But,
Yeah.
if it's between you and them, I mean, it's got to be you. Humans always are over animals.
Sure.
In my opinion. I mean,
Yeah, I agree. I'm not going to take shit from a freaking raccoon.
why a freaking raccoon? Is a raccoon going to kill you?
I don't know. It could be rabid. I need to make one of those Daniel Boone hats.
It's not Daniel Boone, is it?
Yeah, Daniel
Davey.
Boone was a man. It's a big man.
I was thinking Davy Crockett. That's something totally different?
No, David Crockett and Daniel Boone are 2 different people.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Never mind. Side note.
All right, let's see. Raccoon can frig you up. Tom, Tiffany, let me share a story of Tiffany being selfish. I found 2 little baby raccoons. They were like this big. I rescued them. I nurtured them. I had them living in my closet, and I was spending quality time with them every day.
Okay, you were spending 10 minutes with them every day. I was trying to bottle feed these nasty little... That's what they do. They were little. They were cute. So you're like, oh, come here. I need to feed you. And then it's like...
So she made me go drop them back off in the woods, but I was so pissed.
When Ryan would handle them, he had these big welding gloves on.
Yeah,
He's
I had to wear welding
they're
gloves.
so nice, Tiff. I want to keep them. Never fed them. Never cleaned their poop. So I got them in this big, crate thing. I'm trying to feed them and, give them all this, milk stuff replacement that I bought. And these things are constantly, at me. And he's like, they're so nice. But meanwhile, he's wearing these huge welding gloves. Are you kidding me?
Baby steps, Tiffany.
What are we going to do when these raccoons actually get bigger? I can't even...
We're going to rule the neighborhood. That's what we're going to do. You know how freaking cool I would look?
So he's
cruising
so
around in my
mad.
golf cart with my American flag on the front and 2 raccoons?
Oh, my gosh.
Do you really think some random husky is going to attack our children when we got raccoons walking around our block?
Yeah. Okay. Don't do a raccoon, guys. It's just not worth it. So what do they call them? Yeah, Tiff has rabies. Exactly. Thank you. Don't they call them trash pandas or something?
Yeah,
I will give
trash
it this.
pandas.
They're cute. But man, those things are
So if I ever find one really small baby where I can really indoctrinate it, I am 100% keeping it.
Okay, so my cousins actually had one. They had one for 3 years. Okay. And this is what
You guys had an otter, right?
An otter, yeah. So this is what the raccoon would do, though, every single night. It would go through all their kitchen cupboards. It would pull everything out. This thing was such a menace, right? So they had to tie up all their cabinets, and it got into everything. It would go into the bathroom, open up all the cabinets, take everything out, do all kinds of weird crap. So they finally got rid of it.
You guys had a bat, too, that
We
used
had
to hang up on your...
It just hung on the curtain, yeah. So we
Did
had
it
a
fly
bat.
around at night? It must have.
Yeah, and then we had a weasel, okay, and then we actually even had a skunk, a pet skunk that we got when it was little tiny baby.
So it never sprayed?
Well, we didn't keep it that long enough.
Okay.
But we got it from the trash, the trash dump behind our house. Because in Canada, what you did behind your house was you just dug a hole, and then when you had trash, you just go throw it into the hole. And then when it got full, you would just burn it and then throw a layer of dirt on top of it and keep
Global
going.
warming, Tiffany. You didn't know about that?
This is like in the 80s.
Thanks, Dan.
We didn't worry about stuff like that. Thank you so much, Dan. We appreciate you.
Yeah. I almost bought a monkey 2 years ago. Like, I spent an entire day talking to, like, people that sell monkeys. And I was, like, telling Tiff, I'm buying a monkey. I'm buying, like, a capuchin monkey.
And the monkey...
It's going to be awesome.
The monkey was because, like, first he wanted to buy a tiger after seeing Tiger King. So then I had to convince him, like, Ryan, let's be realistic here.
Well, when I heard on Tiger King I could buy a tiger for $5,000, I was like...
so annoying.
Oh, my God, that is very affordable. It is very affordable to buy a tiger in America.
Let's not buy Tiff a new car. Let's let her drive her 2007 Mercury Mountaineer, but let's buy a tiger.
Seems reasonable.
That we have to feed a half a cow to every day.
Okay, so we didn't get a tiger.
Can you imagine having a tiger now with food prices the way they are? Like, that would be expensive.
It's a good thing there's like a whole field of cows down the road.
Do you know that Joe, what's his name? Joe
Exotic?
Joe Exotic, he had like his little thing, retrial.
Yeah.
And they dropped it 2 months.
Oh, really? Awesome.
So he's still got like 21 years.
Do you know he divorced that one young kid that he was
Yeah.
married to, and now he's found another man in prison that he's going to marry?
In prison.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This guy's a real character. So anyway, we're not getting a tiger. We're not getting a monkey, but I will say
Not yet.
this.
I need the property
I
first.
had to find out something that I had looked up on the internet. I had to find it, so I went to the search history, and I saw a bunch of search histories about a macaw.
Oh, yeah.
So what's that?
A macaw, big bird, like a big parrot.
So, but this just happened like a month ago.
I was just looking. We were talking about it. Like I've always wanted a macaw, and then we were talking about it the other day, and I was like, I wonder what the macaw costs. So I just Googling it, just looking at some pictures, whatever.
Okay, so
I didn't buy it.
Well, I know, but I just want to make sure that this is not something you're going to spring on me. Like,
I might. I'm a complicated person, Tiffany. I have a lot of desires, a lot of different things. I mean, you just never know.
but what is missing in your life that you feel like you need to have this exotic animal of some sort?
Danger. I want to buy a hippo. Like freaking, what's his name? Yeah, I want to buy a hippopotamus. I'm going to put it in the field behind my house. Floods every couple months, so that'll keep it alive probably.
Okay. Do you have any more stories tonight?
Yes, I got another story. Okay, so imagine
These people are going to delete us.
the police pulled over a guy for driving intoxicated.
Okay.
And they walk up as they're doing their sobriety test. You know, the cop's like looking in the car. What's like the most shocking thing you could think that the cop would find inside of his car? Maybe a beer bottle. Maybe like a big rubber wiener. No, the police found a hand grenade. This happened in Dade City, I believe.
This is not live.
Yeah, because when I saw this, I was like, oh, I have grenades,
We
right?
have that. In fact, there's one in the garage in the kid's toy box, and it was laying on the thing, and I was like, I don't know if this is something that we should be playing with, like around the neighborhood kids, because someone's really going to think that this is real, because it looks real.
But this, you can see, it's not machined
not
out in the
milled
back.
out,
It's not
yeah.
demilled. And there's another image where the cop actually defused it, and the fuse was in this grenade.
Wow.
So this was a live
And he
hand
just keeps
grenade.
that in his car?
I guess.
Like, what is this guy expecting?
To be the king of road rage. Okay?
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Hey, roll down your window. Roll down your window.
Yeah. Like, what are you going to do, man? And then he throws a freaking hand grenade in your car?
Crap. Oh, boom.
I hate to tell you, Tiff, but I'm going to push one of the kids on it and be like, hey, go lay on that. Dad's got to pay bills.
Okay, so before we go back on that, somebody just said that they had 2 macaws and they're a lot of work. Oh, I can't find it now who that was.
Yeah, Pablo Escobar. Escobar is the one who had the hippos, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Somebody actually had hippos?
And Pablo Escobar, even still, like down in Colombia, there are hippos inside of the river now, and they all came from Pablo importing them illegally.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Terry Thomas. Ooh, shares the last name with us. Macaws are loud and a lot of work. I had 2 of them.
Yeah.
That's what I'm concerned about. But Terry, I need you to answer me one question because Ryan has this in his thing. he saw one guy train the bird where like the bird would sit on him. He would shower with him. Ryan's thinking he's going to work here in his office. He's going to have the bird sitting on him and he's going to feel like,
Powerful.
powerful.
Like a pirate.
I'm so cool. I have this bird. And I said, but do you know that a bird poops every 10 to 30 minutes and you can't train it to not poop? The only thing you can do, because I Googled it, is to go put it on its perch every, 10, 15 minutes, wait for it to poop, and then put them back on you. So that's the question I have. Can you have a parrot that sits on your shoulder that doesn't poop all over you all day long? And then we can finish talking about the grenade guy. I want to see that question come in. Okay?
Okay, all right. So Eddie says Thomas Family Petting Zoo. Yep, I agree. And
oh my gosh, they live 75 to 100 years old. So this bird's going to live longer than me?
Probably. Do you know how many cool cuss words we could teach our bird, Tiffany? When we're like around the neighbors and we just want to shock everybody?
Okay, Terry answered. I had a blue and gold one. Ryan wants the red one.
Yeah, red one.
And McClucan, I don't know what that is. You'll have bird crap everywhere. Forget it. I'm not having bird crap. My house looks like a model house. Like I clean. Sunday, I spent like 9 hours cleaning. I could not imagine having bird poop everywhere. Screw that.
Okay, it's fine. I won't get it.
No
My next
bird.
wife will
No
be
bird.
more receptive to my needs and desires. Okay, next question. Comes from Bill. There's no duty to inform here in Florida. I went fishing with a buddy of mine, and since I carry 100% of the time I'm legally allowed to, I had my firearm on me concealed. We were in a canoe, and we ran into Florida Fish and Wildlife. I know your thoughts on notifying if you get pulled over. What are your thoughts about notifying Florida Fish and Wildlife if you're fishing? I don't think it really matters. Like, I think the FWC knows that you have a gun because everybody has a gun that's fishing probably.
Yeah, I don't think I would say anything. I would, if they asked. I mean, I don't care.
Yeah, we've been pulled over in the boat before, like out on the ocean by Pinellas County Sheriff, and they just came over, wanted to check our registration or whatever. And I don't tell them. Lincoln is the one that ratted me out. Lincoln actually said to the cop, he's like, oh, because the cop had a Glock 19. Lincoln's like, my dad has a Glock 19. And I was like, and then the cop looks at me and he's like, do you have a gun? And I was like, yes, sir. I was like, dude, Lincoln, shut up. All right.
So
Just
out
be
on the
quiet.
boat, that would have been like 2 years ago or something. So he's like,
That was a long
8.
time ago.
Yeah,
It was more
7
than
or
2.
8. Yeah. Yeah, sounds like Lincoln.
So anyway, the cop was cool with it. It wasn't a big deal. I just said the gun is in that little compartment over there.
Right.
Not a big deal. So so anyway, I don't think it matters. I think just keep it to yourself. But I would say that if you're like starting to get detained, or they're like starting to search your stuff for whatever reason.
For whatever reason, yeah, like they smell drugs or whatever it is.
That's when I would probably like just say, hey, just to let you know, I do have a handgun and a grenade on me.
Grenade.
Yeah.
And a flamethrower over there. Just to let you know. Okay, yeah.
Okay, all right. Ready for the next story? I don't even remember.
Philadelphia police are asking for your help
something
identifying
if I'm
people involved in a
officially
shootout that was
interacting.
caught on camera.
It is just-
Philadelphia
oh,
detectives
gotcha.
released this video yesterday, hoping to locate at least 3 shooters. Officers say the trio fired more than 60 shots on a basketball court, sending that crowd running. Thankfully, no one was hit.
Didn't sound like a regular shooting gun. And then I heard a pow, pow, pow. That was that.
It happens around here all the time. It's not just happening today. It happened tonight or whatever. They just always shooting around here.
Officers are also searching for the suspect's white SUV, which was spotted leaving that scene.
Okay, so that was at a basketball court in Philadelphia.
Oh, that one. Okay.
3 scumbags fired over 60 shots.
Wow.
How many people do you think got killed or hurt?
None.
None.
Because typically they're bad shots.
Like, I heard this joke. I'm probably going to tell
I've
it wrong.
seen some of the shooting and they're like running. They're not looking. They're like running and like shooting. But
So
I'm surprised nobody accidentally got.
I heard this joke, and it says, don't be afraid of a gangster shooting a gun. Be afraid of a redneck shooting a gun. Because they know how to shoot.
Because rednecks go out back and shoot the beer cans.
Yeah, like, they know how to
Right?
shoot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, super crazy, though. 60 shots, all at a basketball court.
But how crazy is that?
Some certain environments, like you didn't hear the interview, but the woman was like, this happens every night. Like, you guys are here. There are shootings here every night.
Wow.
So I thank God we don't live in that environment. We do have a lot of students that do, though. East Tampa, anybody that lives in East Tampa, there's a lot of shootings in East Tampa, man.
Yeah,
it's a freaking
not
war zone.
It's not a safe spot. I'm always surprised at how much how many shootings you hear about in your class from your
That are
students
never on TV,
That
yeah.
are never on TV.
Yeah.
And why is that?
Because I think there's too many. I think they only focus on like the really high profile ones. And I also think most shootings go unreported.
Yeah, and I was going to say, and they probably kind of hush some because they don't want it to sound like it's bad for the city. If you hear about shootings all the time, then you're going to have less people coming to visit your city.
Sure.
And you're not doing as good of a job as the mayor and stuff like that if you're having a lot of shootings. So I wonder if they kind of just like downplay some of them too and don't really.
Maybe. I just think there's too many. I think that if they actually did a news story on every single shooting, violent attack, home invasion, burglary, robbery that happened, I mean, it would literally be a 24-hour news feed of, hey, this is all the stuff that happened in the last 10 minutes. It's just chaos.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
All right, let's see. Last question. Oh, no, I already did that question. So I think I got one more story here. Oh, no.
Show them what I'm after.
So we're on this ledge, and all of a sudden we just see that there's this iguana, like on this crazy ledge. Like, whoa. He's like, okay, what's gonna happen? He's gonna bite you.
Hey, what's up, guys? Ryan here. I am in Cancun, Mexico. I just caught a wild iguana, and I just want to tell you guys about my brand new book, Florida Concealed Carry Law. This book is exploding. Even the people here in Mexico are going crazy over this book. That's not true. But for right now, for a limited time, you can get a copy of my brand new book for free. Just click that link down below. All that I ask is that you pay a little bit of shipping and handling. Grab a copy of my new book. Isn't this iguana freaking awesome?
No animals were hurt.
No animals were hurt, but he's kind of pissed off.
Did you see that couple walking up behind us?
Look
like,
at how sexy you are with your
what's this guy
beard.
doing?
Look, you look like a man. Now you look like a boy child.
My testicles still look like that. So we're all good.
Oh, it's-
Yes, go buy the book. It's amazing. It'll really help you guys understand what
wasn't
you
that
can and can't
good?
do.
Wasn't that a good ad though?
What
I
did
think
one of
it's
that things say on Facebook? Somebody said I was holding it hostage.
Somebody's like, dude, why the F are you holding that thing hostage? I just thought it was funny because, I mean, you know, it's kind of a funny. But the greatest thing is the Lizard King that somebody just said that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Who needs a bird when you can have an iguana?
Those iguanas were pretty crazy because they were like white.
Yeah.
I'm like used to them being green down in Miami, right?
So unfortunately, we lost a lot of footage by accident, but we had a great one where Ryan was chasing this iguana for like, I don't know, 50 feet. And the iguana was just like, and Ryan was running after it, and I was running after him, and it was such great footage, but it accidentally got deleted.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, sucks.
Super funny.
All right,
Yeah.
guys, I think that is it. You have anything else?
No, that's it for tonight.
Thanks for watching, Sheepdogs. Really appreciate you. Grab the book if you haven't signed up for the Sheepdog Masterclass. I'm going to post a link down in the description. We got our next class coming up on
June the 3rd.
June the 3rd. I think we got 3 spots or 2 spots available.
We have 3 spots available right now. 3
Yeah.
spots.
So sign up. Start getting the training done because we want to make sure you guys are
Yes,
ready.
because there's pre-training that you need to complete to get ready
Make
for
sure
the
you're ready.
class. Yeah. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next Monday night at 7 p.m.
Be safe.